University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello. Out of around 200 teams who applied to take part in this contest, now as we begin the quarter-final stage, only the best 8 remain. They are Exeter University, City University, Queen's College, Cambridge, St John's College, Cambridge, Lincoln College, Oxford, Corpus Christi College, Oxford, and tonight's teams, Manchester University and the London School of Economics. Now, Manchester University have been series champions once before in 2006. This year's team have an average age of 23, and they're fielding 2 undergraduates and 2 postgraduates. Their accumulated score so far is 565 points after rather comfortable wins over Bristol in round 1 and York in round 2. Let's meet the Manchester team for the 3rd time.
Hi, my name is Henry Patinas. I'm from Birmingham and I'm studying for a PhD in pharmacokinetics.
I'm Ruben Roy. I'm from Manchester and I'm presently studying medicine.
And their captain.
Hello, my name's Matthew Yo. I'm from Lichfield in Staffordshire and I'm doing a PhD in the history of the book.
And I'm Simon Baker from Fleet in Hampshire and I'm reading politics and modern history.
The team from the London School of Economics might have a slight advantage over their opponents tonight with an average age of 28 and 3 postgraduates on the team, although their accumulated score is 75 points behind Manchester's at 490. The LSE also had convincing wins in their first matches over the University of Bath and Selwyn College, Cambridge. But it's perhaps fair to say that neither of tonight's teams have been really stretched so far, so maybe tonight we'll see their mettle tested to the full. Let's meet the LSE team again.
Hi, I'm Nikhil Shah. I'm studying for an MSc in Social Research Methods.
I'm Marianne Fairthorne from Henley-on-Thames and I'm doing a PhD in Maths.
And their captain.
I'm Chris Coleridge. I'm originally from Arlington, Virginia, and I'm doing a PhD in Organisational Behaviour.
Hello, I'm Martin Patel. I'm from Chelmsford in Essex and I'm studying economics.
OK, you all know the rules by now. Let's crack on with it. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. Ultimately, from the Latin meaning wedge, what word can mean informally as a verb to make money quickly or to invent a new word or phrase? And
Manchester Patinas.
Coin.
Correct. First bonuses, Manchester, are on a number. In the Western Christian Church, the Sunday before Lent is sometimes called Quinquagesima because it is how many days, counting inclusively, before Easter?
50?
Yes, it must be. In the UK, the 50-year rule on the time period after which public records may be open to inspection was superseded in 1967 by the current rule that has reduced the time to how many years?
30.
Correct. 50 is the atomic number of which malleable crystalline metal obtained from the mineral cassiterite and used extensively in alloys?
50. Yeah. Wait, titanium or something? Or?
Titanium.
No, it's tin. 10 points for this. P.G. Woodhouse's collections entitled The Clicking of Cuthbert, The Heart of a Goof and Nothing Serious contain several stories that are related by a character referred to only as the oldest member and centre around which sporting activity?
LSE Coleridge.
Golf.
Golf is right. Yes, your bonuses now, LSE, are on American politics. The county seat of Hempstead County in Arkansas, which small city is the birthplace of both former US President Bill Clinton and Mike Huckabee, governor of Arkansas from 1996 to 2007?
Hope.
Correct. The Politics of Hope, published 1963, was by the American author and historian Arthur Schlesinger Jr., who died in 2007, and who was primarily associated with the administration of which president, having served both as a speechwriter and special advisor?
John F. Kennedy.
Correct. Published 2006. The Audacity of Hope, subtitled Thoughts on Reclaiming the American Dream, is by which public figure?
Barack Hussein Obama.
Correct. Another starter question. With a name derived from the French for separate out, which 5-point national scale ranges from blue for non-urgent through to red for immediate resuscitation and is employed in the majority of NHS casualties?
LSE Coleridge.
Triage.
Triage is right. Your bonuses now, LSE, are on royalty, according to J.L. Carr's 1977 Dictionary of English Queens, Kings, Wives, Celebrated Paramours, Handfast Spouses and Royal Changelings. In each case, I want you to identify the personage described, and to make it very easy for you, all three have the same given name. Firstly, quote, only a male heir could have saved her from her abominable husband. On a trumped-up charge of adultery, she was beheaded without blindfold by a French swordsman.
Anne Boleyn.
Correct. Secondly, quote, an attractive, empty-headed blonde who at 15 married King James VI or First, who, although he preferred good-looking young men, fathered 7 children.
Should know that, but I don't.
Pass.
It was Anne of Denmark. And finally, a dull person, usually unwell and often uncharitable, her farming levy, much resented by non-Anglicans, made parsons rich for 200 years.
Queen Anne.
Queen Anne.
Queen Anne's correct. 10 points for this. In organic chemistry, because of its close relationship to ethanol, the group consisting of one molecule of ethylene minus a hydrogen atom has what name from Latin for wine?
Manchester Patines.
Ethene.
No anyone want to buzz from LSE? I'll tell you, it's vinyl. 10 points for this. English policy is to float lazily downstream, occasionally putting out a diplomatic boat hook to avoid collisions. These are the words of which statesman, 3 times Prime Minister...
Manchester Yo.
William Gladstone.
No, you lose 5 points. 3 times Prime Minister between 1885 and 1902. One of you buzz.
LSE Shah.
Disraeli.
Good heavens, no. It's Lord Salisbury. 10 points for this. The only overseas territory not to accept the establishment of the Fifth Republic, which former French colony, once governed with Senegal, became an independent republic in 1958.
Manchester Baker.
Cameroon.
No, anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Patel.
Ivory Coast.
No, it's Guinea. 10 points for this. What name links a Native American chief of the Sauk people and a Chicago ice hockey team?
LSE Patel.
Black Hawk.
Correct. Well done. LSE, your bonuses are on vitamins. Margarine manufacturers in the UK are obliged by law to add which 2 vitamins to their product so that its vitamin levels will be similar to those of butter?
A and D. A and D.
Correct. What is the common name for vitamin B1, which is often added to breakfast cereals and other processed food?
Common name? Riboflavin?
Yeah, I think riboflavin.
Riboflavin.
No, it's thiamine. Found naturally in fruit and vegetables and sometimes added to processed food as the antioxidant E300. What is the chemical name of vitamin C?
Ascorbic acid.
Ascorbic acid.
Correct. We're going to take our first picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see the cover of the satirical magazine Private Eye. 10 points if you can tell me the news story to which it refers and the year in which it was published.
Manchester Yo.
Diana's death, 1997.
Correct. Your picture bonuses, Manchester, are 3 more Private Eye covers. In each case, I want you to tell me the year it was published and the news story to which the cover refers. Firstly, for 5 points.
Margaret Thatcher's 1990. The leadership election. 1990, Mrs Thatcher's leadership election.
Yes, her final days in power after Geoffrey Howe's resignation speech is correct. Secondly.
2005, the marriage of Charles and Camilla.
Correct. And finally.
1999? 98,
98, I think.
98, yeah. 98, yeah. 98, the impeachment of Bill Clinton.
It is a fair argument with Monica Lewinsky. Right, 10 points for this. What meaning is shared by the names of all the following? The home of the Duke of Rutland, near Grantham, the author of The Second Sex, a fort built in the 1590s overlooking Florence, and a highly...
LSE Coleridge.
De Beauvoir.
No, I can't accept that. You lose 5 points. And a highly influential classical statue of Apollo, once looted from the Vatican by Napoleon.
Manchester Baker.
Beautiful View.
Beautiful View. All the names mean that, yes. De Beauvoir was one, but Beaver was another. So you then get the set of bonuses, Manchester. They're on standard reference works. The Encyclopaedia Britannica is now in its 15th edition, but which edition, published in 29 volumes in 1910 and 1911, is highly prized for its style and authoritative tone?
Second. Probably the second. The second.
No, it's the 11th. The word thesaurus, used in 1852 by Peter Mark Roget for his Dictionary of Words Arranged According to Sense, is the Greek meaning what?
Treasure house.
Treasure house, storehouse is correct. Which novelist became editor of the Oxford Companion to English Literature in 1985?
Margaret Drabble.
Come on.
Margaret Drabble.
Correct. That puts you on level pegging, 60 points apiece, and another starter question. In particle physics, the abbreviation QCD denotes which theory?
Manchester Patinas.
Quantum chromodynamics.
Correct. That puts you in the lead, and you get a set of bonuses on emigration, Manchester. Firstly, for 5, which rock is known as Ireland's teardrop because it was the last sight of the country for emigrants sailing to America? And it's found off Mizzen Head, Ireland's most southwesterly point.
Rockall.
No, it's the Fastnet Rock. Rockall's up in the north. True patriots we, for be it understood, we left our country for our country's good. These lines of 1796 by Henry Carter gave which American-born British playwright the title of her play, Our Country's Good, first performed at the Royal Court in 1988.
Carol Churchill.
No, it's Timberlake Wurtenbacher. And finally, often associated with the Pre-Raphaelite movement, although never actually a member, which artist painted The Last of England in 1855, depicting the wistfulness of 2 emigrants aboard ship?
Ford Madox Brown.
Correct. 10 points for this. The official form of which Germanic language is known by the abbreviation AN? It has an estimated 24 million speakers spread over several European countries and the Americas.
Manchester Patinas.
Yiddish.
No, anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Shah.
Dutch.
It is Dutch, yes. These bonuses could give you the lead again. They're on the 2-letter codes of UK postcode areas and the words that they spell. For example, the Oxford and Enfield postcode areas spell together the word oxen. Firstly, for 5, which 2 contiguous postcode areas in northern England spell a word meaning a walking stick or a support for a plant?
Carlisle and Newcastle. Carlisle and Newcastle.
Correct. Which 2 contiguous postcode areas in Greater Manchester give an anglicised spelling of a Scandinavian drinking toast?
School. So it's SKOL. Stockport and Oldham.
Stockport and Oldham.
Correct. And finally, which 2 contiguous postcode areas in the East Midlands give the name of a Brazilian footballer whose career spanned World Cups from 1958 to 1970?
Peterborough and Leicester.
Well done. 10 points for this. In baseball, what term means to advance to first base after not hitting at 4 balls?
LSE Patel.
Steele.
No, you lose 5 points at 4 balls pitched outside specific limits. In cricket...
Manchester Baker.
Walk.
Walk is right, yes. Your bonuses, Manchester, are on maligned historical figures. Firstly, for 5 points, born 1480, which noblewoman established in Ferrara a court of artists and writers that included Titian and Ariosto, but has been unjustly imputed with acts including incest with her father, who was a pope?
Lucretia Borgia, I think. I think it's Borgia. Lucretia Borgia.
Medici sponsored. Yeah,
He could be right. I'm not sure. Lucretia Borgia.
Lucretia Borgia.
Correct. Shakespeare is thought to have depicted Macbeth as murderously ambitious in order to flatter James I of England, who, as a Stuart, claimed descent from which of the play's more sympathetic characters?
Banquo.
Correct. Prince Richard of Gloucester is the patron of a society established to restore the reputation of and named after which 15th century king?
Richard III.
Correct. Well done. 10 points for this starter question. In the animal phylum Nidaria, what name is given to the body form that consists of a tubular body with a mouth surrounded by tentacles, as in a sea anemone?
LSE Shah.
Cloaca.
Anyone want to buzz from Manchester? You may not confer. One of you may buzz.
Manchester Patinas.
More.
It's polyp. 10 points for this. The so-called West Lothian question, which asks whether, after devolution, Scottish MPs should be allowed to vote on purely English...
Manchester Yo.
Tamdiel.
Tamdiel is right. Yes, your bonuses are on astronomical terms, Manchester. In astronomy, what four-letter prefix is used in nouns referring to the point in the orbit of a celestial body or spacecraft at which it is closest to the primary body about which it orbits?
I thought it was aphelion or something, but you said 4 letters. Apex. Okay, apex.
Apex?
No, it's peri. For orbits about the Earth, the closest point is the perigee. What term is used for the furthest distance?
Apogee.
Correct. Aphelion is the point of a planet's or comet's orbit at which it is farthest from which object?
The sun. The sun? The sun? Helion, yeah.
The sun.
The sun is correct. We're going to take another starter question now. In psychology, what adjective describes a stimulus or mental process below the threshold of consciousness?
LSE Coleridge.
Unconscious.
No, you lose 5 points. That is perceived by the mind without a person being aware of it.
Manchester Yo.
Subliminal.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on lakes, Manchester. Which alpine lake has about 347 square kilometres of its area in southwestern Switzerland and 234 square kilometres in the French department of Haute-Savoie?
Geneva? No, Strasbourg. Is there a lake near Strasbourg?
It's Geneva. Geneva.
Correct, Lake Geneva. The Lake of the Woods occupies parts of Ontario and Manitoba in Canada and also part of which American state, cutting off an area of the state that is the northernmost part of the continental United States?
Minnesota.
Correct. Lake Titicaca in South America, the world's highest navigable lake, is shared between which two countries?
Peru and Bolivia.
Correct. We're going to take a music round now. For your music starter, you'll hear a piece of popular music, 10 points if you can identify the band performing and the title of the song.
LSE Patel.
Come Together by the Beatles.
Correct. So then, LSE, you get the music bonuses. Come Together was the opening track of the album Abbey Road, recorded at Abbey Road Studios in London. Bonuses are songs from 3 more British albums cut at those studios. In each case, you want to give me the band and the name of the album. Firstly, for 5 points.
Don't get my sympathy, hanging at the 15th floor. Changing like street times, still can't read it.
The Bends by Radiohead.
Correct. Secondly, identify this one.
Taking away the moments that make up a dull day. Fritter and waste the hours in an off-bad way.
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Correct. And finally...
Oasis, Definitely Maybe.
No, it's Oasis. B here. No, you can't get the points, I'm afraid. Right, 10 points for this. Meaning gracious and kindly, what word did a possibly imaginary GCSE candidate define as what you are after you're 8?
Manchester Patinez.
Beneficent?
No, anyone want to buzz from LSE?
LSE Coleridge.
Nice.
No, benign. 10 points for this. David Peace's 2006 novel The Damned United is a fictionalisation.
Manchester Baker.
Brian Clough.
Correct. Here are your bonuses. They're on a French phrase, Manchester. What familiar French term, literally meaning bag bottom, was originally used in anatomy for a vessel or tube open only at one end?
Cul-de-sac, yeah.
Cul-de-sac.
Correct. Which Caribbean island, with Port-au-Prince as its capital, consists of 2 mountainous peninsulas separated by a depression called the Plaine du Cul-de-Sac?
Haiti.
Correct. The 1966 black comedy thriller Cul-de-Sac was the second English-language film of which Polish director, born in France in 1933. His first was Repulsion, starring Catherine Deneuve.
Roman Polanski.
Correct. Another starter question. In botanical or medical terminology and of Greek and Latin origin respectively, the words xiphoid and ensiform both refer to what shape?
Manchester Patinez.
Cross.
No, anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Shah.
An egg shape.
No, it's sword shape. 10 points for this. The Eastern European immigrant Nico Bellic is the protagonist of which work of 2008?
Manchester Patines.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Correct, yes. I thought you'd all be far too busy to get the answer to that. Your bonuses now, Manchester, are on a poet. Born around 1460, which poet, once a tutor to the future Henry VIII, gave his name to a form of headlong doggerel, sometimes called tumbling verse, and characterised by short, irregular lines, quick recurring multiple rhymes, and alliteration?
I don't know. No, really. No, I have no idea. Bacon? No. Bacon.
So just try bacon. Bacon.
No, it's John Skelton. In the 1520s, Skelton launched a series of satirical attacks which included Speak Parrot and Colin Clout against which prelate?
Wolsey.
Correct. Skelton's Ballad of the Scottish King, written 1513, celebrates the English victory in which battle?
Flodden.
Flodden is correct. We're going to take our second picture round now. For your picture starter, you'll see a still from a film. 10 points if you can identify the actor and the literary figure he's playing.
Manchester Patines.
It's Stephen Fry doing Oscar Wilde.
Yes, it is. Right, for your bonuses, 3 stills from recent adaptations of plays by Oscar Wilde. In each case, I want the name of the play. Firstly, for 5.
A woman of no importance, is it? A woman of no importance?
Julianne Moore and Rupert Grint.
Lady Woman's Fine, is it?
Woman of fun? Was it woman of no importance?
Could be either, couldn't it? Could be
A woman of no importance?
No, that was an ideal husband. Secondly,
That's the importance of being honest.
Yeah.
The importance of being earnest.
indeed, and finally...
Lady Windermere's Fine.
Yeah. Lady Windermere's Fun.
Too easy! 10 points for this. What two-word Latin term denotes a matter that's under consideration by a judge or court of law?
LSE Coleridge.
Sub judice.
Correct. Your bonuses now are on the end of empire. The emperor of which state abdicated on February the 12th, 1912, thereby bringing his empire to an end?
Abyssinia or Austro-Hungary?
No, that's
Abyssinia.
No, it was China. In 1979, of the 3 self-proclaimed emperors still left in the world, 2 were deposed, leaving only the Emperor of Japan. For 5 points, give me the country of either of those who was deposed.
Persian Empire, Iran.
the Shah, no, because he wasn't an emperor.
Come on.
Try Abyssinia again, maybe. I don't know.
No.
Come on.
Persia.
It was Iran, yes, and the other one was the Central African Empire. And finally, World War I brought about the collapse of 4 empires. For 5 points, name 3 of them.
Ottoman.
Something in the east, something in Asia.
Come on.
Manchurian, no, Chinese. Any third one?
Quickly.
Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and the Mughal.
No, it's Russia and Germany with the other 2. 10 points for this. Which abbreviation can refer to an agency of the UN and is also seen on emails, memos and letters directing the correspondence to a particular person?
LSE Shah.
CC.
No. Manchester. One of you buzzed. Come on.
Manchester Patines.
2.
No,
T.O.
No, it's FAO, Food and Agriculture Organisation, or for the attention of. 10 points for this. In 1871, the archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann began excavating...
LSE Fairthorne.
Troy.
Troy is right. Your bonuses now are on birds. What is the Latin meaning of passer, from which the order of perching birds known as passeriforms derive their name?
Way?
No, it's sparrow. The term ratite, derived from the Latin for raft, refers to what particular feature of the breastbone of flightless birds, such as emus and ostriches?
It's flat.
It is flat. It lacks a keel. Order Strigiformes includes around 120 species of what nocturnal raptors?
Owls.
Owls is right. 3 minutes to go. 10 points for this. What is the longest river in the UK that does not...
Manchester Roy.
The Thames.
You lose 5 points. That does not empty into the sea under its own name.
LSE Shah.
The D.
No, it's the River Trent. 10 points for this. The names of the moons of Uranus are taken from the works of Shakespeare.
Manchester Patines.
The Midsummer Night's Dream.
No, you lose 5 points. The works of Shakespeare and which 18th century poet? Quickly, come on.
LSE Patel.
Wordsworth.
No, it's Alexander Pope. Wrong century for Wordsworth. 10 points for this. In a motor vehicle, the connecting rod joins the crankshaft to which part of the engine?
Manchester Patines.
Gearbox.
No, anyone want to buzz from the LSE?
LSE Coleridge.
The Pistons.
The piston is correct, yes. Your bonuses now are on the words of a politician. I would rather be British than just was a claim made by which politician who in 2008 stepped down from his post as moderator of the Free Presbyterian Church?
Ian Paisley.
Correct. In April 1998, which document did Ian Paisley describe as the mother of all treachery?
Good Friday Agreement.
The Good Friday Agreement.
Correct. To whom did Ian Paisley address the remark, "I denounce you as the Antichrist," during a visit to the European Parliament in 1988?
Nominate Shaw.
Jerry Adams.
No, it was the Pope. 10 points for this. Answer as soon as you buzz. 2 American states have a capital city whose name incorporates the name of the state. Name either.
LSE Patel.
Oklahoma.
Correct. The other one's Indianapolis. You get the bonuses then, LSE. They're on novels and film. Which 1936 novel by George Orwell was made into a 1997 film starring Helena Bonham Carter and Richard E. Grant?
Keep the Aspidistra Flying.
Correct. Shown on BBC One at Christmas 2007, a film version of which 1936 novel by Noel Streatfeild starred Emma Watson and Yasmin Page as aspiring dancers?
Nominate.
Come on, quickly.
Dancing Shoes.
No, it was Ballet Shoes. Filmed 3 years after publication, which 1936 first novel was filmed in a version starring Clark Gable and Vivien Leigh?
Gone with the Wind.
Correct. 10 points for this. In chess, what 2-word French term describes a piece that is in a position...
LSE Fairthorne.
En passant.
No, you lose 5 points. In a position to be taken. Quickly.
Manchester Patines.
En garde.
No, it's emprise. 10 points for this. Which country shares borders with Austria, Hungary, Croatia and Italy?
Manchester Baker.
Slovenia.
Correct. Here are your bonuses, Manchester. They're on Aldous Huxley. Huxley's novel of 1923, Antic Hay, took its title from lines by which Elizabethan dramatist?
Johnson.
Hey, Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Come on.
Ben Johnson.
No, it's Christopher Marlowe. The Doors of Perception, in which Huxley detailed his experience of taking mescaline, took its title from a work by which... And that's the gone. The LSE have 165. Manchester have 210. There's no reason to look dejected, LSE. It's a pretty good performance, and when it gets to this stage, it's a lot hotter. So, anyway, thank you very much. We shall say goodbye to you. Manchester, a very convincing performance. You slightly took your foot off the pedal in the latter stages there, but we shall look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. Congratulations. I hope you can join us next time for another quarter-final, but until then, it's goodbye from the London School of Economics.
Bye. Bye.
It's goodbye from Manchester University.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Next on BBC Two, the website designer obsessed with food. Will he realise his dream in the MasterChef kitchen? And after that, 8 novices playing at being city traders, just as the financial markets begin to buckle. The $1 million gamble begins at 9.